Hey, welcome to the Lynn and Tony Know podcast. I'm your host, Lynn.
And I'm Tony. We are both wellness coaches and married with kids.
Join us as we talk about all things health, wellness, relationships, life hacks, parenting, and everything in between unfiltered. Thanks for listening, and let's get into it. Welcome to the show.
Ooh, welcome back.
Season 3.
Season 3.
It's been a long time.
Take 3, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we've been trying to get this up and running for quite some time, but life just lifes.
Lifes, and yeah, I guess it feels like we're sort of to the point where we can recognize that if it didn't happen at a certain time, it just wasn't meant to happen at that time. So we're good with it.
Yeah, let's catch up. So our last episode, we recorded it a year and a half ago, and it was celebrating our 4-year anniversary. And literally a week after, like, my whole world fell apart. I stopped sleeping.
Yeah.
I stopped sleeping. I developed like chronic insomnia, and it was a really, really hard couple of months, like not sleeping at all. Like I had like 1 or 2 bad nights, and then it just like escalated, and it was just really, really bad. And I didn't know what to do, and I was like a zombie. Do you remember that time? Like, it's so vague, obviously.
It's so vague, but when you bring it up, like the first thing that comes to mind is like I felt like just helpless in a way that I don't for most things. Like, it was so foreign to feel like I have no idea what to do with you right now. Like, none. I don't feel like I can help.
It was my rock bottom.
Until help was actually me sleeping in the basement.
Yeah, it was rock bottom for me. It was really bad. There were some nights where things were really dark. Like, you go days and days and days without sleeping while you're taking care of kids, while you're running a full-time business, while the war is still happening, while there's like so many triggering things happening. And I didn't know what to do. Like, I just physically couldn't. Like, I remember just like being in pajamas all day and like just being on Reddit and trying to figure out like what was wrong with me, going to doctors, going to specialists, doing all those things. And it was a really, really dark time. And I didn't understand why. And, you know, now like that I'm kind of on the other side of it, although I still struggle with it. And I don't want to spend too much time on that on this episode, because I feel like it needs its own dedicated episode on how I healed chronic insomnia, and it's the way you heal like chronic pain, like a modality that really like saved me, and like we're going to talk about it, of course. But it was really my rock bottom, and now I look back and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that it happened to me, because like that rock bottom, people always say like you always grow from like your rock bottom, like things change, like that's your opportunity to change. And it really forced me to take action. And it forced me, because a big part of like the last couple of years that really was like hard on me for my mental health, aside from like the war, obviously, and everything that was going on around that. But it was, you know, running my social media management business, and it was just depleting me, and my clients were just pretty horrible. Like, I'll just say it. I don't give a fuck, because they can listen. You guys were fucking terrible. And one day I will out you. One day. And it just made me realize that I couldn't continue living the way I was living. I couldn't continue, like, my nervous system was completely fried. And, you know, all these things that I preach to other people as a health coach, I wasn't applying to my life. So it was like, I really took a good look at myself, and it made me, you know, grow from that. And while I was dealing with the insomnia, literally a month later, Tony and I decide, let's try to have a kid. Let's try to have another kid.
Yeah.
Which is, if you think about it, is nuts. Like, I'm literally not sleeping, and then I'm like, oh, let's add a baby into the mix.
I think part of the deal on that was we were almost so used to it. It just became like part of our day to day. Was like, you're going to struggle sleeping. It's going to be a problem, but like life moves on, and we just keep moving.
And it did move on. Like, there were some really hard days and hard nights, but I still tried to continue living life and doing, like, I still worked out. I still took care of the kids. It was just brutal. It was brutal.
Very high functioning insomniac.
It was brutal. And like, you know, it was really hard. But yeah, I lived life, and I tried to just continue and do things, and we were like, "Okay, if we wanna have another baby, like, let's try." And I didn't think in a million years I would get pregnant. Like, I went to doctors and specialists, and, my hormones were a mess because of the chronic insomnia, and because you're not sleeping, or you develop, like, other issues, and other, you don't feel like, I didn't feel healthy. And we're just like, "Okay, let's try." I didn't think it was gonna happen. Within a month, like, we found out that we were pregnant on December 31st,
Mhm.
2024.
Yes.
But before we talk about that, why did we decide to have another kid?
Well, I mean, we decided to have another kid. There was a lot of reasons, but the largest driving factor was, you know, having another Jewish kid,
Yeah.
just having another one.
We were done after Noah. We
Yeah.
were done. We were like, "Okay, we have 2 healthy kids, turning 40. We're good," like, we have a 3-bedroom home. We don't have space for more kids, like, we're good. And then October 7th happened, and then a year later, I went to a ceremony for October 7th, for the year anniversary. And I just remember, it was at a synagogue. It was this beautiful ceremony. And I just remember a dad of a fallen soldier, like, went up and to speak about his son. And he had such, like, beautiful words. And he read a letter that his son wrote, and, how much he wanted to serve his country and wanted to protect, the old lady sitting on the bench. It was just really beautiful written.
Mm.
And I was really choked up. And like, in that moment, it's like, what can I do? Like, what can I do? I need to do something. Like, what can I do? And it's like, okay. And then it's more Jewish babies. Like, I can have more Jewish babies. So Tony and I had a serious conversation. He was on his way home from work. He FaceTimed me, and I was doing the dishes, and I was like,
Let's talk.
let's
Let's talk
talk.
about it. Yeah.
While I'm like, also your brain is not probably functioning properly. It's
Probably
probably,
not.
I was like, "What do you think? Like, should we have another baby?" And we weighed, the pros and cons and whatever. And, like, okay, let's.
Yeah, all the cons were mental, right? Like, they're all
We're
just
surface level. All the
logical.
cons were
They were just
surface
logic.
logic, like
Financial,
finances,
space, time,
space,
energy,
time,
whatever.
my abs, which is a big one. And yeah, we decided to have another baby. And, like, being pregnant and then also suffering from insomnia is a whole nother thing. But I managed it. I tried to manage it, and I had hard days and hard nights, and I slowly started getting myself out of it, because I started learning about sleep. I started learning about sleep architecture, and learning about, like, what causes insomnia, and, like, the cascade of, like, the more you try to sleep, like, the less sleep will come, and you have to sort of, like, get to a place of surrendering, which is really hard when you're exhausted. I worked on it, managed it with medication and things like that. But, like, over time, it got a little bit better, like, not significantly better, but better. And, I was pregnant with Ari. And while I was pregnant with Ari, I started, firing all my social media clients, which was amazing. I'm a former people pleaser, and being able to kind of put my foot down and be like, "No, I will not be treated like this," was so powerful for me, and such a, like a new dawn. Writing, like, letters to business owners, basically telling them how terrible they are at running their business, and how horrible they treated me and disrespectfully, and that I will never work with them again. Felt so good.
Yeah.
No regrets. So, like, so a lot's happening while this is happening, right? And we went to Israel when I was pregnant with Ari,
Mhm.
and
3 months.
that's when the sleep started improving. Like, being in Israel and just surrendering to it, and, like, because you're not focused on sleep during the day, you're focused on, like, the traveling and being with family and whatever. And then, like, the sleep started getting better, and I started feeling, like, clearer. Um, And then we had Ari, and it was a beautiful experience. We need to talk about the birth. Like, there's so much to catch up on. How do you catch up a whole year worth of stuff
It's
in one
very
podcast
difficult,
episode?
very difficult, but
We're
we put ourselves in this position, so it's what we must do.
Do we wanna talk about my birth story, or do we wanna keep it separate?
Keep it separate.
Okay, keep it
Yeah.
separate. And then we had Ari, and postpartum was, like, probably the easiest that I've had it in ever out of the 3 kids. It was so easy because we were prepared. We knew what
Yeah.
to expect. We had a plan. And already at that point, I was taking care of my nervous system. I
Yeah.
was taking care of me. I had a plan in place. I had like some really good habits already in place that I already started implementing to help me heal from my insomnia, you know?
Yeah.
So like all these things kind of like worked together in a way.
Definitely.
And had Ari, and it was just a wonderful experience.
I mean,
Like,
we bootstrapped the whole thing. Like, we didn't take any more classes. We didn't hire extra people. We didn't do any of the stuff that we did for Noah at all.
yeah.
We just kind of just like, all right, time to go to the hospital.
Yeah, and
Date.
like we had given away a lot of Noah's
yeah.
newborn stuff, and I didn't want to spend all this money to buy stuff, so I literally posted on my Instagram story like, who's giving away their baby shit, and I drove around literally all over New Jersey picking up
Multiple
shit,
days.
so so we could save money, like,
Yeah.
and yeah, the postpartum experience was wildly different. I was more prepared, and anyway, like I wasn't sleeping, so like having a
Wasn't that
newborn
much worse.
was like, oh, okay, like I'm used to being sleep deprived. Like, if anything, I was sleeping better because I didn't have any expectations.
Yeah.
And I started sleeping a little better.
Yeah. And Ari's like definitively the
She
best
was a
baby.
really good
She's
sleeper,
the
yeah.
best
But like
baby.
we still had some bad nights, and
Yeah.
there was still like, she's still a newborn, and she's still waking up every couple of hours to eat, and breastfeeding is it's a whole thing. But my postpartum experience was just 1,000 times better because of, I had the tools, because I had like worked on myself, because I also, for the first time ever, I had an actual maternity leave, like I actually had
Yeah.
time to recover, and I didn't have to think of like work, I had only
Yeah.
a few clients left at that point. And then 3 months postpartum, I decided to start a new business.
Sure did. November of last year.
Crazy.
It's a twinkle in your eye.
I mean, it was a
It was a 3-year journey.
It was a few years in the making. Like,
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do this since I was pregnant with Noah. Like,
Yeah.
I had planned to launch my health coaching business. I got recertified. I did all the things that I needed to, hired a business coach, all the things. And a war happened, and that, kept me doing the same thing. And then when Ari was 3 months old, I was like, I'm ready to like help moms. Like, I had, I had a mom that I've been working with for over a year, and was doing amazing. And she was like the proof in the pudding, and she got out of survival mode, and she is thriving now. And I was like, okay, like this works. This works on me. It worked on her.
Yeah. Give me like 60 seconds on the pudding. Like, what's the pudding?
You're not gonna make me do an elevator pitch right now.
Why not?
I don't want to. I'm
Okay.
not ready to do an elevator pitch. I need to I need a long-winded answer.
Those do
But
well.
you ask me
Those do well
ask
on
me
social media.
questions. Ask me questions.
So who is this for? I guess who is your program for?
For overwhelmed moms in survival mode.
So all of them.
Kind of like how I was.
Yeah.
It's a program that worked for me and worked for another mom, and I made it in a way where it's only 6 weeks. Like, the foundation is only 6 weeks,
Yeah.
where it took me a longer time to kind of figure out and to learn about the nervous system and learn about neuroscience and piece it all together in a way.
Yeah. And you've synthesized this down into 6 weeks, basically. At least like the 101.
So the foundational work, but it works in a cohort. It works with multiple women, because like they're like, we celebrate each other's wins and we keep each other accountable. So let me start over. Okay, so my business
Here we
is
go.
called Shuva Wellness.
Hell yeah.
And Shuva in Hebrew means return. And obviously we don't want to return to who we were before kids. We want to return to like our inner intuition, our inner wisdom. And with society, we're taught like to like, listen to everybody else.
Yeah.
Like there's Ozempic and there's AI and there's, facelift, and everything's just like fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're not listening to ourselves anymore. Right. And I'm not against those things. I'm not against, like, I do Botox. I'm not against Ozempic if it helps you, things like that. But like we've sort of lost like our access to our inner wisdom and our inner intuition and
Yes.
feeling our feelings. We're taught from a young age not to feel our feelings and to be people pleasers and to put everybody's needs ahead of us. And especially with moms, we become moms and everyone's ahead of us. We take care of everybody else but ourselves. And really, like it needs to be the other way around. Because how can you be a good mom and a happy mom if you're not taking care of yourself? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really the mantra of my program is taking care of me is taking care of them. And that's what it is. And I saw a difference in my mothering, that when I took really good care of myself, I had more capacity for my kids. I don't snap on my kids when I take care of myself. You know what I mean? I created this framework and I was like, fuck it, I'm launching it. Like I went from like being completely stuck to like, I don't know how I'm going to start, to just like, okay, I need to start. I was learning all this stuff about neuroscience, really, and all these teachers and all these sciences, all they say is just start. It doesn't need to be perfect. Like you can plan for the rest of your life, just start.
You started with the Substack.
I took the first step because I've been talking about writing for a long time, going back to writing.
Yeah.
And, I was scared to like write again because like I have some just trauma from my blog days that like I was scared to like put that out there again. But I was
Sure.
like, I'm just going to start writing. It's low. Like, what's the worst case scenario? People hate it. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, who's going to read it anyway? Right. I wrote a really shitty first post, which is funny because it's like, the title was called Hello World. And it's the same title as my first ever blog post on chickpjc.com. And both of them sucked. Both of them sucked, but it was just like, I'm doing this. I'm going to try to write. And that was kind of like my first step. And then then it was just like, once you get the juices flowing, you're taking that first step, like, okay, let me try to work, build this business. What does this business look like? What does this framework look like? You know what I mean? And I built it. And the next step was like, okay, let's do a cohort. Let's just do it. Let's just start,
Mm-hmm.
Set a date. And I was like, okay, I have a cohort. And that was it. And by the grace of Hashem, he sent me, 6 women to join my first cohort. They believed in me, which is remarkable. One of them was Tina, who's my client who's been with me for a year plus. She's amazing. And she's like she's an inspiration for this. And I always tell her this, like, you inspired this. Because of you, I'm here. Because of like how much it's impacted you. And because of like, I see your life now, I want all moms to feel like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, like, and I had her also join, and I had an incredible first group. Like within a week, like the changes were just like, even me, I was amazed.
Yeah.
Like I knew they were going to have some shifts and changes in their lives, and that they were going to, the habits were going to support them, and they were going to feel better because they're doing things differently, and because they have awareness and they have the education to know what's happening with their bodies. But I couldn't imagine like how amazing they were doing and how into it they were. And I was like, damn, I'm
onto something.
I'm onto something.
Yeah.
And now and it went so well that 5 out of the 6 women are continued with me in a 3-month like deeper program. And we have a call tonight.
It's unbelievable, honestly. I mean, it is believable. I do believe it, but you're doing it. I'm so proud of you.
It's scary.
Yeah, of course.
It's scary. It's daunting. Like, here's the thing. At the end of the day, like, I'm not, 30 years old starting a blog while working a full-time job with a safety net. And you know what I mean? Like, the stakes are much higher. Like, I have 3 kids. I have 3 mouths to feed. Like, everything's hard now. Everything's expensive. It's really, it's a struggle for everybody. Like, life is hard. And like, to be like, okay, let me just try this, online business is scary. And the majority of online businesses fail. But I refuse to go there.
Yeah, no, listen, but that also makes it, in my view, that makes it one of the best times to do what you're doing, because everything is hard right now and everybody is going to be more and more dysregulated. So why not now? Now is a great time for you to introduce this into the space.
Yeah.
So,
and I saw, there was the reason I did this is because I saw that there was such a need for moms. You know, there's a lot of like content out there on nervous system regulation, a lot. You see it's like oversaturated. But like it's always associated with this like clean girl like aesthetic and like clean and white and like beige and I don't ever see
Unrealistic.
like unrealistic. And like I have 3 kids. I'm, like I was in survival mode. I literally was like not sleeping. My family was in a war zone. Like I was getting doxxed and I was getting harassed. And if anybody had a dysregulated nervous system, it was me.
Mhm.
And if I was able to pick myself back up with just free, and they're free tools, if I was able to heal myself without, without a coach, with just tools that I learned intuitively, and also, that I was able to like incorporate in my day, and with the education that I been consuming for the past 10 years
Sure.
and piecing it all together. And I tell moms all the time, and I love this quote, Nicole Sachs. She is a really good, she's a doctor. She developed this thing called Journal Speak, which helped, heal my sleep issues. And she has a quote where she says, I walk through the fire so that I could walk back and hold your hand through it. And I feel that.
Yeah.
Like I see moms all the time out and about, and I see them and I feel their nervous system. And I feel how dysregulated they are. And I feel that them getting activated, like when their kids are making noise, and that they're not steady. They're like, it's all over the place and it's intense and overwhelming. And I still have those moments, but I know how to take care of myself in those moments.
Yeah.
And those moments are like yesterday we were at the park and Noah had a meltdown, right?
Yes.
And it was really fucking stressful, but I was pretty calm. Like I wasn't like,
did okay.
I was calm. I was more annoyed, I wanted to get going, and Ari's, crying and all these things, and I wanted to get home, but like I didn't feel like my cortisol was spiking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I got angry, but and annoyed, but I didn't feel like that heat,
Your
heat rising,
skin
right?
starts to boil.
Right.
Yeah.
It was more like, okay, this is really annoying right now.
Yeah.
But like my cortisol is not like, you know what I mean?
No, that's great.
And these are because I have, tools. And seeing the moms that have been with me for 6+ weeks and seeing the like change from where they were just always reactive and just starting their day reactive and just feeling like they can barely breathe, like, and to a place where they're calmer and they know they have tools and they know how to take care of themselves, because nobody's coming to save us.
Right.
Like nobody. Like our husbands are also like in the weeds. Our husbands are also dysregulated. Like you have to, like, we have a responsibility to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
What you been up to? Me just yapping. It's the Lynn show.
Yapping. It's
the Lynn show.
Listen.
It's the Lynn
I'm
show.
here for it. I love the catch up. I think it's you've been doing some insane stuff. So yeah, you should have come get your flowers. Come get them.
I'm done talking.
Yet we're still at the starting line.
Yes.
We're at the starting line of this really cool, fun adventure that we're both embarking on.
Okay, talk to us.
Well,
Tony's turn.
As you mentioned, the dads are struggling too. Men in general, men are struggling. Men are struggling in the world at large, but I've always had this thing in the back of my head, and here's a thing that I hadn't thought about in 10 years, is the first time I ever watched Tony Robbins' documentary, I'm Not Your Guru, on Netflix, like when it first came out. No exposure to the self-help world at all up to that point, but I was going to one of his events in Newark. Friend couldn't use tickets, whatever. So I was going, and I was like, I wanted to know what this guy was about because I know he'd been around for decades selling tapes on the radio and whatever. And I watched the documentary, and at the end of it, it wasn't like, it was all very cool stuff. Like, and I got it. At the end of it, I was like, I could do that for no reason.
Yeah.
For no reason, I said that to myself. I had no reason to think that.
That's crazy. I didn't know this story.
I literally got done watching it and I was like, I think I can do that at some point. I hadn't even done a push-up in 5 years probably, let alone done the work.
Right.
But I thought about that. Literally, I thought about that last week for the first time in forever.
That's crazy. That's so nuts.
Forever.
I love that. I didn't know that.
And looking back on it now, I'm sitting on cramped Bushwick
Yeah.
apartment watching this documentary and going, "I could probably do that." Why would I think that?
Yeah.
Like, I had just quit drinking. That's probably what it was. I'd,
Yeah.
like, just quit drinking and
Yeah.
thought I could conquer the world, which,
Yeah.
in some ways is kind of true.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I had that moment, but regardless, my journey started there, and I've been doing men's work both as a participant and as a facilitator for, like, 8 years or so. I've been around this work. But I never knew, like, what niche I wanted to go
Yeah.
after. Like, I don't want to be just a men's coach. I don't know what that means.
Right.
People don't know what that means.
Right.
So, like, honestly, I probably didn't until you started developing your coursework. And then I
Yeah.
was like, dads, of course. And
Yeah.
you've kind of been hinting at it the whole
Yeah.
time, husbands.
Yeah.
But yeah, dads, husbands, like that world. And the other thing that came to me when I had finally committed to that being where my coaching's gonna live is like, that's the only thing I've ever talked about with such certainty about my ability to do it,
Yeah.
is being a dad. I've said it so many times.
Yeah.
Being a dad is literally the only thing, and a husband, I will say,
Yeah.
in being a husband, being a
Same.
dad and a husband are the only things that I know without a doubt that I am really good at.
Same. Yeah. Same.
Soccer, I could be the worst player on the field some days.
Yeah.
Work, I could feel like I don't know up from down. Being a dad, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't, but I feel good about
Right.
every decision I make as
Yeah.
a dad.
We're not
Like,
perfect,
no, of course
obviously.
not, but I feel
We're not
good.
like parenting gurus. You know?
No, but we're active and we're
Yeah.
engaged and we're
Yeah, we
really
do our best.
trying.
Yeah.
So it made the most sense to marry those two parts of me, like the men's
But
work
isn't it
stuff with the
crazy
dad
how
stuff.
both of us had our own journeys with our like healing journeys?
Yeah.
Like, my life with like the blog and getting divorced and all the public stuff, the cancellations, and also at the same time always being with one foot in like the health and wellness space, always
Sure.
like interested in that, but like never feeling like, oh, it's more of like a hobby. Like I'm into like health and holistic stuff and wellness and like learning about it and reading books about it. I'm into it in that sense. Like it's more of a hobby. And I didn't see it as like a business because,
Right.
I was
Well,
running.
you also had a business.
I had a business and it was very successful and I did really well. But then I used these tools for my own like healing journey and my own process. And then,
Yeah.
same for you too. Like it's kind of crazy
Yeah,
that
listen,
we both arrived to
we
this
both
place.
arrived at this point, but like it's also one of those things where there's no such thing as an overnight, and nothing's a success yet. But
Yeah.
like we've been at this for a while. We
Yeah.
just up and be like, oh, we're wellness people now.
Right.
Like this is a practice that we've had for large parts of our life, our adult life at this point, and now we both were in a position where we can alchemize everything that we've learned over the years. All the research that's available to us now, all the ways that we can come up with research and learn continuously,
Yeah.
which is honestly one of the best parts about this. Like the ability to just live in this space, like with all your free time, just to be around this type of work really forces you to up level in a way that I don't know how you could otherwise. Like
No,
there's
for
only
sure.
a few different ways to like really up level. One, and most importantly, hands down, is to find the right partner.
Yeah.
Like that's the most important decision you could ever make.
Yeah.
Literally. So that's number one. And number two is to teach it. And I'm just really proud of you for taking those steps and then encouraging me to do the same, because it's time. It's just time.
It's the beginning of our journey and it's scary and it's, but you just have to keep going. You have to put one foot in front of the next. So if you're listening and there's something that you want to do, there's like a passion that's like just been like eating at you, but society is like, telling you be realistic. Don't be realistic. Be Delulu.
Be unrealistic. Like what we like every time, like we talked about this the other day, is like every time you hear a stat where like 90% of new online businesses fail, it's like, well, maybe only 10% of them actually believe that they could go the distance.
Yeah.
Like maybe 90% of them really didn't even believe that they were good enough.
Yeah.
It's like, I think Joe Dispenza talks
Right.
about this
Yeah.
when it comes to like recovering from, like him specifically, his personal journey where the doctors are all like, you got a 1 or 2% chance.
Right.
And like his mindset was like,
I'm one of the, I could
but like 2% what if only 2% of people believe they could heal?
Right.
Then 100% of them did.
Yeah, and, like, what I do, like, when the negative, the inner voice, the inner critic, I just, like,
Who is that?
so her name is Eileen.
Come on,
"Come on, Eileen," and she's in the back seat, and for a long time, she was in the front seat, you know? She was navigating me, and now she's in the back
she just
seat,
kicks your headrest every
and
now
now
and then.
she just whispers in my ear, and I know she's there to, like, keep me safe, and whenever, like, these bad thoughts and this, like, like, "Oh, who do you think you are?" Like, all this kind of, like, thoughts. I just tell her kindly, "Okay, I know you're protecting me, but I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna keep bel" and the more you interrupt those thoughts and the more you speak kindly to yourself, it does help. It does change the neural pathways in your brain where you can start believing in yourself,
Yeah,
and I'm doing a lot of work on myself in that sense that you don't see online, like, you don't even see.
yeah,
You know what I
for
mean? Like,
sure.
I'm doing a lot of that, and especially with the work that I'm doing is, helping other moms, I have to practice what I preach. Like, I have to. Like, my nervous system has to be chill in order for me to, like, hold space for 12 moms. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so I am practicing what I'm preaching. I'm waking up in the morning, I'm eating my breakfast, I'm not scrolling on Instagram, I'm breathing before I grab my phone. I'm delaying the coffee, I'm walking every single day outside. I'm doing what I can when I can. I'm journaling when I can. Like, I'm doing the things because I have to. And there are some days that are crazy and I can only do a few of the things, and that's okay because that's just motherhood. That's just
yeah.
being, but I practice what I have to.
It's also what you just referenced is one of the core tenets, I think, to especially what you're doing, especially with women, is that none of what you practice, none of what you preach is all or nothing.
Exactly. I'm anti all or nothing. I'm anti diets. I'm anti strict workout routines.
Yeah.
Moms, we're sold this, like, we're sold all the supplements, we're sold all these, like, workout routines, we're sold all these things that we have been, like, especially millennial moms where we grew up in, like, the 90s 2000, where it's like everything's like fat free and, like, we're around, like,
Jenny Craig and
super skinny. Yeah, Weight Watchers fucked me up.
yeah,
Weight Watchers, like, going on Weight Watchers created a binge, cycle disorder when I was eating perfectly fine. When I just gained 2 pounds and the society's like, oh, you gained 2 pounds, like, don't gain more weight. And it was just a whole thing, like this cycle of shame. And shame is not a motivator.
no,
It's just not. And, telling people to count calories and count, all these things, and you need to only eat this or that, like, that creates, like, like, you're just raising your cortisol.
yeah.
Like, you're looking at food and it just raises your cortisol because, like, everything's bad. I can't eat this. I can't. And you end up
You
holding
can't,
everything
yeah,
in.
you
You're
can't
not
lose
like,
weight when your cortisol spiked.
you can't, no, you can. And when
Fat.
you're constantly thinking about food, like, you're just going to be hungrier. Like, I don't think about food anymore because I'm not counting calories. I eat like, I eat like a human, like a human that is in touch with their bodies. Right? And that took me a very long time to get to this place. And it's the most freeing place in the whole world. And I want that for every mom. So, like, what I teach at Shuva, it's not like a health coaching program where I tell you what to eat and I tell you how to work out. I give you a framework. You know what I mean? And yes, high protein. We're women. Like, we are aging women, we're growing women, we're aging women. We've birthed children. Like, as you age, you lose muscle and you need your protein. Like, there's, like, just a framework, like,
Yeah,
eat your 30 grams of protein, breakfast and lunch, have 25 grams of fiber throughout the day. And I don't give a fuck. Like, eat. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And no diets. Like, am I like, and this all or nothing, right? Like, and I talk about this with my moms is like, okay, we get motivated, right? We get that dopamine fix from, like, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to start a running routine. I'm going to go wake up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go for a 3-mile run. Okay, you're good for 2 weeks. You're like, oh yeah, you have the endorphins. You're motivated. You're putting your clothes out. Like, it's becoming a habit, right? 2 weeks in, and then little Timmy gets sick, right? And then the whole house gets sick. You're not going for your run anymore, right? And then you start eating all the things because you're stressed. And that's it. You're back to square one. And then you failed again. And then you feel even more like shit because, oh, again, you tried something and you failed.
you just
So then they
reinforce,
come to
yeah,
me and then they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do a 6-week cohort because they're so, like, untrusting. And I get it. I get it. Like, I've been there too. I tried every workout routine, every diet. Don't ask. I've been through all of it. And it's exhausting. But on the other side of it, when you do this work, like I don't weight train more than 20 minutes, 4 times a week, if that. You know, I don't do like crazy intense cardio. I went for a run the other day because I felt like it. I felt energetic, and I'm still in pain. Like I'm still like sore, you know. But I don't like I'm against like doing this all or nothing. Like 10-minute counts.
Yeah.
And when I talk to mom, they're like, "Oh, 10 minutes to walk, that counts? I can lift weights for 5 minutes, 10 minutes." Like, yeah, it all counts. It's a movement. Like it's better to be consistent over time than nothing at all.
Yeah. And if you don't do it one day, you don't do it one day. You don't suddenly become a person that
No,
doesn't do that thing.
I know.
You just are again tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that I've absolutely been guilty of that feeling. Like where I have to do that.
Everybody is. Like, it's just a
Yeah.
society we live in where we think that it really is all or nothing, right? Like, if we're eating healthy and then we have like a cheat meal, then let's just like the whole day is the whole is fucked. No, it doesn't work like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, if I have a large meal the night before and the next morning I eat something really light and I drink a lot of water and I'll eat, you know, I'll just listen to my body. Like I
Yeah.
don't even think about it. Like I don't feel guilty. Like to me, like I got to a really healthy place, which again I want for everybody, is where I look at broccoli and a cookie the same. You know, sometimes I want I know. I know you're not there yet, but you will be. Like sometimes I don't necessarily want the cookie.
Your broccoli tonight was really good. So
Yeah,
like that
I put a lot of butter on
that
the broccoli.
broccoli,
Yeah,
that
that's
broccoli
good.
could get closer than
Yeah.
any other broccoli.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah,
don't
of
see
course.
food as bad or good. Like
Sure.
you see how I eat. Like I
Of
eat
course.
like
No, I mean, it's unreal, honestly. Like you're so intuitive. Like I feel like yeah.
But it took me time, and it's because I'm connected with myself.
Sure.
And that took time, but it's possible, right? And it's
course.
possible even quicker than it took me years to get to this place. But I really believe if women really like exercise that muscle of like just checking into your body, like part of like what I do with my cohort graduates is a somatic check-in, where for 60 seconds every day they check in with their body. What am I feeling?
What's it
How am
telling
I
you?
feeling? What is it telling me? And you do that before eating, right? You do that, and you know, you sit down before you eat. Okay, how hungry am I?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at a 5. I'm hungry, but not like starving. And then you eat, you enjoy your food, you taste your food, right? You take a breath, you put your fork down, you focus on food is a social, right? Like see how
I feel like can I take your class? Can
you
I
want
like
to take
put on a
notes?
wig?
Yeah, put on a wig.
Tanya's here.
But I'm actually talking about this. It's funny because I'm talking about this today. It's
This
like
is
about
good. This is
food, about
great.
mindful eating.
Yeah.
And you know, in the middle of the food, even if the kids are chaos, they're all over the place, just put your fork down and breathe and take a breath and just be like, okay, how do I feel now? Am I still hungry? I'm at a 7. Usually I stop at a 7. I like to be comfortable. I don't like to feel overfull.
Yeah.
And you get really good at it where you don't even need to check in
really
with
cool.
yourself. You know what I mean? Where you're
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
I'm full. You see me, the way I eat, I put a fork
Yeah, you're
down and I'm done.
And
I'm
then
just
I
done.
take your plate and I eat the rest.
And then Tony eats the rest. But like it gets like at first I had to really sit and like consciously stop and think to myself, okay, how do you feel? Okay, you're full. You want to eat more. And then, you know, I would sometimes maybe eat a little bit too much and then I would check in and be like, oh, I feel really full. I feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I don't like that feeling. And the more intuitive you are with that, it gets easier and easier.
Well, because it becomes unconscious competency at
Yeah,
that point,
yeah.
which is
And also it's just like
promised land.
demystifying food,
Yeah.
right? It's like it's just you like once I realize how certain foods don't make me feel good, I don't want to choose those things.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when I choose those things, I just eat less of it because I know it's not going to feel good later. But it's a practice, and it's just like it's enough looking at like the calories. It's enough looking at the
scale.
Like the scale. Like I know that I try to eat my most nutritious meals of the day are my breakfast and lunch. Right? That's where I try to eat like 30 grams of protein. I try to eat an array of fruits and vegetables. You know, like it's functional. I'm busy Monday to Friday. But then after dinner, it's like, you know, it's like time to enjoy my time with my family and time to like, you know.
Yeah.
We went off the grid.
I don't even know where we're supposed to be right now.
We're supposed to talk about like what's happening in pop culture, but I don't think we're gonna.
That's okay.
We're gonna make it.
That's okay. What
I
do
could
you
talk about mindful eating
No,
forever.
I was captivated by this.
Really?
This is no, it's good. See, I don't know all like I know generally what you're teaching,
Yeah.
but I don't know like the nitty-gritty. I don't
Yeah.
know the granular stuff. So like
Well, I
when you go
haven't taught that yet. That's like today's
that's
lesson.
today's lesson.
Yeah.
That's some free
In
game for
literally
everyone.
30 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, wow, we're coming up on it.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, let's
What else did you want to plug for Shuva? Anything
listen,
else?
I think the framework for what I'm doing is listen, this is not I'm not like a it's funny. I'm a cold plunge. I'll do a 75 hard. I'll wake up at
Yeah,
5
but
a.m.
men are different.
But that's not the style of program that I want to
Yeah.
teach, because the reality is I can do all those things because I'm in a good place. I'm not in a good place because I do all those things.
Right.
Right? A dysregulated man cannot just go, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. now and that's
Yeah.
what I do.
Yeah.
You got to do some building blocks before you
Yeah,
get to
100%.
that point.
100%.
So that's kind of where I'm starting
Yeah.
at, where I'm coming
Men
from.
don't
is
need
like,
another performance, like
right. No,
stress.
listen, exactly. You don't need to grid out some ridiculous schedule just like from the jump.
Right.
Like this,
Like some Dave Goggins
listen,
shit where they yell.
that guy's built like he's a different human.
Right.
Like he's one of the toughest dudes on planet Earth.
He has no kids.
But he's also not every dude
Yeah.
either. Like, yes, he is what humans are capable of for sure. But like, let's be real. We are working dads, taking care of houses, taking care of our wives, fumbling through the day, not knowing how to respond to XYZ, not like, they're dysregulated as well. So before you even begin any
100%.
sorts of like crazy
I mean,
habits.
a lot of the moms that are in my program, like a big issue is that they start doing the work and they start noticing the gap at home. They start noticing how dysregulated their partners are. And that's like a big thing. And we talk a lot about it. And I tell them, like, you can't regulate him. Like, you can't make him want to regulate himself. Like, all you could do is like walk away, is set boundaries when that happens and not take that on,
and share a couple of my reels, like slide in his DMs with a couple of my gems.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be rolling out officially here before too long. I'll be scheduling my first cohort. I think I'm going to go longer than the 6 weeks, although I'm open to try different things because I know what way I've done it, but there's certainly more than one way to approach this. So I'm really just looking forward to like trying some different things and seeing what works.
I'm excited for us.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we'll look back at this episode and be like, oh, look where we were. Like, just starting.
Guarantee we will. Yeah, like 100% we will. Well, yeah, like let's at least take a gander. Like, how much more can you give before you got to transition into?
I'd like 10 more minutes. I could do 10 more
minutes. You
minutes.
could do 10 more minutes? Yeah. Okay, so what can we do with 10 more minutes?
What?
How's Mia doing? We'll talk Mia and Noah for a minute.
Full teenager.
She's full blownsies.
13.
But she's so cool. She's such
13,
a cool kid. She's 13.
She got into the high school of her dreams that she wanted, her first choice.
Which was
she
insane. Like, what an insane process these kids go through.
And it was a hard place to like get into. So I was so excited for her, like crying. And she had her bat mitzvah like early this year. And we basically planned the bar mitzvah while I was a couple weeks postpartum, which was crazy.
Nutty.
And Ari was a couple of weeks old and we had this awesome party.
Oh, it was so fun.
And it was like, it's just Jewish joy. It was nice, like a good way to spread Jewish joy, and she had the best time. And she's just like this 13-year-old. She goes to the mall alone. Like, she does things on her own, and it's scary.
She reads like horror novels. She reads Stephen King and watches scary.
She watches scary movies, and she listens to Eminem, and she's just like a cool kid. And like, yeah, she reminds me of myself in a way, in a weird way. Like, everybody says like Mia's your mini me. She is. She is my mini me. She's funny and quirky and. It's cute. It's cool. It's cool. Like, I just love her so much. And I love all my girls. And Noah's like a rambunctious 3.5-year-old.
She's got so much energy. I don't like it is. Oh, I want
toddlers,
some of it. Man, she's got so much energy.
Toddlers. We need to have a whole episode on just toddler behavior.
She could literally crack me up in one moment and make me want to put my head through drywall in the very next.
Yeah.
On a dime, she can turn me.
But all toddlers are just, they really test you.
No, listen, I literally.
They test you.
Her BFF was being dropped off this morning at daycare, and a fit. An absolute fit was unfolding.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, what's going on? Like, oh, he wanted to bring his train set to school. Like they just create these,
Yeah.
the most irrational scenarios for themselves to be upset about. Also adults do too, though. We just get more sophisticated at it.
Honestly, like I like to look at toddlers and how they process feelings.
They're
Really.
better.
They move through the feelings, you know, and especially like
100%.
us humans, like especially women with anger, we're very uncomfortable with anger. And I think a couple of weeks ago I was angry and I was like, I'm going to stomp my feet like Noah does. And I started stomping my feet because I'm, you know, when I'm angry, I have my list of modalities of things to do so I can work through the feelings. And usually I rage on a page. Like I'll literally write like my feelings and I'll swear.
We should do rage on a page episodes where you just read your rage journal.
No. You know what, Tony? We're going to talk about my journal like practice because it's literally a game changer. But Tony says that like my journals are where I hide the bodies, which is so fucking true.
I will never crack one of those. I'm afraid
because you will literally divorce me.
I'm afraid of your journal. I'm not
really,
afraid of you finding
bad.
out that I read it. I'm afraid of what you've written.
It's bad. It's really bad. Like. Here's the thing: you're not your worst thoughts, but they're still in there, right?
Yeah, no. Listen, I get it.
It doesn't mean like I hate people. It doesn't mean it just needs to come out.
There's no meaning. It's
to
just
it.
an expression.
It's just an expression of feelings that are stuck in the body. You know what I mean? And and sometimes I'll literally I'll hold the pen like this, and I'll just be like, "Fuck you!" and I'll say all kinds of crazy shit. And again, if anybody got hold of the police would come and arrest me. And Tony says, that's where she hides the bodies. And it's true. And it's true. And that's what I instruct my moms is just let it all out. Nobody's going to see it. Tear it up, burn it, but let it out.
Put it somewhere.
It needs to come out, right? It needs
to live somewhere outside of you.
When you journal, it kind of organizes the thoughts, in a way. And it really does take the pressure off.
Also, you can laugh at it.
I don't even look at it after, but it feels really good. So that's one of the things that I do if I'm angry or screaming into a pillow, shaking or dancing or jumping up and down, running, sprinting also helps, getting that energy out.
Oh my God. Where were we when on the walking trail in Florida.
Why was I angry?
I don't even remember.
Something from my family, probably.
I don't even remotely remember, but you're like, I'm going for a sprint. Okay. And you just
you get good at it. You get to a place where you get good at access.
This is what I need to do now.
I need to do this right now. I need to let it out. So I have my list, my, sprinting, rage on a page, screaming into a pillow, dancing, shaking. And I try the things until it comes, it's out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A week or two ago, I was like, I'm going to start stomping my foot. Toddlers do And I was like, oh, this actually helps. This feels good. Stomping feels really good. Boom.
Because it's
boom.
sending a signal up your spine. That's releasing. I think you'll probably find actual real science on that.
And all these things, these own experiences, these are things
but kids are miles ahead of us about feeling and experiencing their emotions. You're still upset by whatever happened, and they've moved on to the next thing. They're laughing and giggling.
Because it's only our thoughts. The thing is, it takes 90 seconds for us to feel an emotion. 90 seconds for it to move through our body.
At most.
If you feel that emotion after 90 seconds, it's your thoughts.
Yes.
It's your thoughts that are attaching themselves to it. You know what I mean? So that's why it's important. Just feel the feeling and let it out. And if you're still ruminating, that's time to journal.
Time to just rage on a page.
I love the rage on a page.
I teach raging out loud, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, I love rage on a page. If that's your lesson of the day of our first episode, rage on a page.
Oh,
try it out. You'll sleep amazing after.
No,
but first, but after you rage on a page, you have to meditate. After.
Oh, okay,
because the thing is, if you're raging on a page, you get activated, your nervous system might be in fight or flight. So it's really important to for 5-10 minutes to you do a meditation, close your eyes, just breathe, signal to your body that you're safe and that it's okay to feel all these feelings before you pick up your phone or move on to other activities. You have to regulate after.
That makes sense.
Because then you're just tweaking around, tweaking out.
What's up with that?
Just raged on a page.
I just killed a person in my journal.
Yeah.
It was electric.
You have no idea. I wish I could tell you, you know?
That's the teaser for this
I'm literally
episode.
I'm literally on my 3rd journal in 2 months.
Wow.
I'm on my 3rd journal.
Feels like the scene from The Shining where he just was typing
I need to, like, get rid of these
all
journals,
work
though,
and no. Oh boy.
I wish we had a fire. I don't know what to do,
We
because I don't
can.
wanna put them in the garbage.
No.
Because what if, like, a garbage man finds it?
Starts reading your journal?
He's be like, "Who's this crazy bitch?" It's
So
the
now-
burn book.
I know garbage men are just out there looking for journals to
It's
read.
like burn book. It's like like in Mean Girls, the burn book.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway.
We'll find a place for you to burn it if it's important to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I need to burn it.
Okay. Well, we
I'm
can
gonna have like
arrange that.
10 books by the end of
We
the
can
year.
arrange that. All right. You dropped so many nuggets.
Some
in that.
gems,
Yeah, some
huh?
gems, uncut gems in this episode.
But we wanted to talk about like Amanda Batula and West and things like that.
Oh my God, we're not even gonna get to all. I guess we'll just have to do like
We need a second like pop culture episode, because I love yapping about that shit.
Well, all right. We'll have to do. We can't do it now.
Okay.
And then the reunion's tomorrow night.
Okay, we'll
or
do it after
tonight.
the
don't know.
reunion.
Depends on when this comes out, but yeah.
Well, thank you for listening and for everybody supporting us. We'll continue yapping for you and talking about tools that help us become better people, better parents,
Better partners.
better partners.
Yeah.
Cool. This was
I'm
fun.
excited. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get back to this stuff.
Yeah.
Back to our core mission. So this is fun. All right. Peace out.
Like and subscribe. Stay tuned.